still coming in, but I want everyone to be able to get started. I am Rakenya Roberson. I'm an associate dean here at the Curtis L. Ivory Health and Wellness Education Center. I know many of your faces, but welcome if you are new here. We are the Health and Wellness Center for the entire college district, and we hope to empower everyone. I don't know where the music just came from. But we hope to empower with tips and techniques on healthy living through these different workshops that we have here. And now I will give the floor over. And that's all I really have to say about us. And we hope to continue to do more of these workshops and invite more people. Be sure to share the flyer and invite any of your friends, even if you aren't a member. And we do welcome you to membership as well, in which you can get more information right at our front desk. We can have someone come down and tell you many tips to get started with membership at the facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenya. And which you learn a little bit later, but you will be getting some free partial membership as a result of coming to these seminars. So keep that in mind. We would like you to make sure you take a picture of this flyer so that you will have the information for the rest of the series. So my name is Moselle Scoble, and it gives me great pleasure to kick off the fall seminar called Vibrant Health. And we would like to give you the goals of this seminar. The first goal is learning how to move through life with powerful energy, resilience, and clarity in pursuit of our most vibrant self. The second goal is nourishing the body with raw, living, and plant-based foods to regenerate the body at the cellular level, which is why we are providing for you the green smoothie, no sugar, and this wonderful kale apple salad, compliments of Tropical Smoothie Cafe. The third goal is trusting our body's innate intelligence and incredible capacity to heal using scientific evidence based on strategies, helping the body to heal itself. The fourth goal is empowering us to use natural health modalities towards freedom from sickness of chronic illness and pain. And the fourth goal is unlocking our body's natural power to heal and recover through digestion, detox, and elimination, and returning it to its natural order of well-being. So with that, we welcome you to this 4-part series. We will have a second part in the spring, and we want you to come and bring your friends and tell your friends about it. So blessings to you. So we have an amazing program for you today. And I would like to introduce my colleague, Dr. Jesse Brown. Dr. Brown and I have been knowing each other for quite some time. He used to come to Lansing when I worked with the State Department and do seminars for us there. He is a naturopathic doctor, and he has had a practice here in the Detroit area on Grand River. And now he's doing mostly satellite and Zoom kinds of programs, which he'll tell you more about. So he comes to us with all kinds of health modalities and all kinds of professional skills. So at this time, let's welcome Dr. Jesse Brown.
The energy that you give is the energy that you get back. Amen, somebody?
Amen.
All right. Okay, so thank you for the introduction. And you know what? Let's say a happy birthday. Now, Moselle's birthday was yesterday, but she turned a great 78 just yesterday. Doesn't she was great? Come on, man. It's our making it to 70, to our 70s and everything. So we're going to be thankful for every year, every minute, every day above ground is a good day. You may have heard that before. Okay. So I'm excited to be here. And I'm particularly excited because this is not only going to be a presentation, but a demonstration and participation as well. we have a lot of health problems, and particularly in Detroit and in communities of color. We get sicker sooner, we die faster, right? And that's preventable. And so the mission in what Heal Thyself is doing is showing people, demonstrating and facilitating ways that we can turn that around. There's something that's called blue zones around the country. Anybody heard the blue zones? Those are areas in the world where people live longer and they're more healthful as well, okay? So they stay healthier for longer and they live. Some communities, they're living commonly to be 100 years old, okay? And here, sometimes people are dying in their 30s, getting heart attacks. What's that about? Okay, they're getting heart attacks and they're getting cancers and all types of chronic illnesses. Okay, but we're not gonna address all that today. For over 30 years, my staff and I work with over 60,000 people through Detroit Holistic Center on a number of the issues on cleansing and detox, and because people really do want to make changes. And I'm sure the people, anybody in this room want to make change, want to feel better, have more energy.
Yeah.
How many people address pain? How many people have pain? Some kind of pain, occasional pain, or chronic pain. Okay, so we're here. We're having all that. In fact, years ago, when I first started Detroit Holistic Center in 1987, people said, folks in Detroit are not going to be receptive. They're not going to be into holistic health. They're not going to get cleansed. They're not going to coding therapy. What are you talking? However, we found that people were not only receptive, but people wanted to participate. So Detroit Holistic Center from 1987 to 2020, with the advent of the pandemic, we shut down, but we had people 5-6 days a week coming through to make changes with their health and well-being. And then through the Holistic Training Institute, which is a state licensed school for natural practice, like some of the ones that I'm going to show you today. It was founded in 1999, started that in 1999, because people wanted to learn what to do. They wanted to learn what to do for themselves, their family members. I say our mission is to train healers in every home, in every family, in every community, because the answers don't lie outside of us and don't lie in the hospital, in the clinics, and in other places and spaces. It starts in the home. Amen, somebody? Okay, because here's the thing is that no matter how often you see your doctor or you go get CAT scans and MRIs and everything else, you're going to be with you 365, 24/7. You're going to be with you 168 hours during the week. You'll only see your doctor here and there, and what you do during those times, what you eat, what you drink, what you think, what you, whether or not you exercise and how you move is going to be the greatest determinant of your health and well-being, your longevity, your healthfulness than anything else. Okay? So the healer needs to be in the home, it needs to be in the family, and each one of you has the power to heal. You have the power to heal yourself, you have the power to heal others as well. Okay, and that's through our actions. And so when you take that on, when people again learn what's food and what's not. A lot of what we eat is not food. Okay. Sometimes there's a little food in our poison. Okay, because there's a whole lot of things. Some people get disgusted. They say, well, everything is bad for you. Well, actually, everything is not bad for you. We need to select more of what is helpful and health giving and less of the other things. We do get poison. We do have environmental poisons and toxins and those type of things, but we still have choice. And people are making better and better choices. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be in this beautiful state-of-the-art facility in the Curtis Ivory Health and Wellness Education Center, doing health and wellness education and sharing with the community what the community needs so desperate. Okay, this is my mission, it's my purpose, it's my passion. And so I'm going to share that with you today. So what I'm gonna be talking about today, so some of you got a flyer information, how many people got an email or something through the college? How many people are here through the college? Okay, and then how many people are here due to some social media or something maybe as well? Some people came in through social media or personal invite from me. Okay, so we have a mix of people, and again, we have audience online as well, so you'll get the hands-on. You can get the demonstration and participation, and they'll get the benefit from hearing and seeing some of what is going on. So we'll be doing some hands-on, and you'll be learning a few things. I call this natural health methods, methodologies, techniques, tools, tips, and techniques for you to relieve stress. Anybody have stress? Problem sleeping? Okay, all right. And then again, those aches and pains and stuff. So I'm gonna give you 3 or 4 tools. So you can utilize and you can take in with you and start with them today. As soon as you get home with this evening, it's designed to help. All right, so let's see. The health and wellness technique. So first, we're going to start with a simple breathing exercise because there's power in the breath. You gotta have any singers in here? A couple of people who sing. Okay, so it's important to get that what they call diaphragmatic breathing, breathing from your belly. When you do that, when you breathe, it gives you life, it gives you energy in every one of your many trillions of cells needs oxygen. Just like your car needs oxygen and fuel, your cells need oxygen as well. Needs that for energy. It also needs that to cleanse too. So I want you all to stand up. Now you're gonna put a hand or both on your abdomen. Okay. And you're gonna breathe in for a count of 4. You're gonna hold it to a count of 1 and exhale to a count of 8. So your exhale is gonna be longer than your inhale. So you're gonna kind of have a slow inhale to a count of what? 4. You're gonna hold it to a count of 1, and then you're gonna exhale to a count of 8. And so I'm gonna guide you through this. Now, what is this good for? This is good for relieving stress and centering yourself. There's a lot of road rage out there. People getting all upset, hitting folks upside the head. Okay? Cutting folks off, cutting them and shooting them, doing all types of things. What's going on? People are not centered. They don't know how to center. They don't know how to kind of bring it down. People have high blood pressure. I'm not gonna ask how many people have high blood pressure, but if you don't have high blood pressure, you know someone, and you might be on the path there, especially if your stress is unmanaged. So we got our hands here. And so first we're just gonna do what we call a cleansing breath. Take a breath in and then out. Okay, deep. I wanna hear you in and then out. One more time, in and then all the way out. And then in, 2, 3, 4, hold. 5, 6, 7, 8. That was cool. Okay, one more time. Okay. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna do that again. In, 2, 3, 4, hold. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your hands should be rising and falling. In, 2, 3, 4, and hold and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that again. In, 2, 3, and 4, and hold and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is gonna be a big one. In, 2, 3, and 4, and hold. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now shake that out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Get that body moving. Okay. What did you feel? What did you experience? You can have a seat. Somebody tell me. Anybody feel lightheaded? Lightheaded. Got it. Okay, and why did you feel, why you felt lightheaded? You're getting more oxygen than what you're accustomed to. You gotta have oxygen. Body's getting more alkaline, somebody said. Okay, anything else? More refreshed. So you know how sometimes you go to a meeting, you're in a class or doing something and you're like, okay, and you start to nod off. Sometimes your body just needs oxygen. When you yawn, your body is calling for more oxygen. There's power in the breath. All yoga practices, meditation and such rely on some type of breathing technique. Now, I gave you a 4-1-8 count on that. There are other methods, there are other counts and ways of doing that as well. I gave you a real simple one to start with, but you can utilize that when you're stopped at a light, when you're in a rush, when life is going too fast, your brain is going too fast, you want to slow it down. Focus on the breath, get control on the breath. You know how they say before you smack, hit their kid, for those people who are parents and believe in corporal punishment, not anybody in here, but other people, okay? You know how they say count to 10, okay? Or before you just react, before you pop off, as some people say, get in control of your breath, okay? So starting off, and then some people follow that up with a prayer or something else or, meditation. But remember that you can control your emotions, your feelings. You can center yourself by changing your breath. So, okay, that's the breath. Now, I'm also going to be going over some other techniques. In fact, and I thought where somebody's going to keep me on time so I don't go too far over. We're going to do a little bit of table work. So I'm going to ask for a volunteer to come up. I'm gonna ask for a volunteer to come up as we go. We're gonna have the director. In fact, let me bring it over this. Or am I gonna have to recruit somebody? Come on up. Yeah. You're gonna give me your name and where you're from? No. Okay, so I'm gonna have you lay with your face up. Okay. Now, this is gonna be one in particular for people who has a hard time relaxing before they go to sleep. Okay, so guess what? We're gonna bridge a couple things. One thing is the breathing. Okay, because getting control of your breath, eliminating distractions, eliminating the bad news in lights and what I call noise through lights. You know how you have all those lights and perhaps from charging your phone and things. You want to eliminate those types of things. Eliminate the distractions, center on the breath, breathe and relax. But here's something else that still doesn't get you to the point where you can relax and go to sleep. It's called a progressive relaxation exercise. Okay? And this is what happens. I'm gonna permission touching. Okay. So here, we start at our feet. Okay, we start actually at our toes. You take your toes and you tense them. Can you tense your toes in there? And you just really want to try to isolate the ear. So you tense your toes for 10 seconds. The count, do a slow count of 10, like like the breathing, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, about 10 seconds, and then we release. And then you're gonna progressively do that, and then the ankles, and the calves, and the thighs, and the abdomen, and the chest, and the hands, the forearms, and the triceps. Every part of your body, you can isolate all the way up to your neck and shoulder, and even up to your face. And when you get up to your face, you know, yeah, it's gonna be kind of ugly face, but you won't laugh, it won't stick. Okay, and then you take your whole body intensity, but you tense your whole body, make it as rigid as possible. Yeah. And you hold that for 10 seconds and then let it go. What does that do? One, it helps you get in touch with the tension that's in your body. You hold tension in your body with something happened during the day. You were activated, frustrated, got bad news, almost got hit or into an accident. You got whatever, something happened that may not have been pleasant. Or you're just storing the energy in your body. You know what happens when we have trauma, when we have arguments and conflicts? We store that in the body. And then we don't realize it. A lot of people store it up in their neck and shoulders. Right? We store it somewhere in the body. So when we consciously tense that area and then relax it, it helps us to identify where we're storing that tension, perhaps even that pain, and let it go. So you become conscious of it, you become aware of it, and then you let it. And when that happens, when you do that, so now some people, first time they go through that exercise, they'll go to sleep. Wow, they have a great sleep. And again, letting it go. Cut out the outside distraction. 1, then 2, internal one. Get in touch with that breath, and then progressively work throughout the body. Got that? Make sense? Who's going to do that tonight? So try it. Here's the thing is that we are chronically sleep deprived. Your energy, your well-being, everything is off if you don't get proper sleep. You know how it is with children, how we probably were with children and how it is, especially with little children. They're cranky and everything. Go for the spank first. Say, you sound like, or you look like you need a nap. A lot of times we don't allow ourselves to take a nap, to take a break, to really relax. And if you don't get restful sleep, if you don't get deep sleep, you might not get into that REM sleep. Okay? So 2 you can use. Okay, so what we're gonna do, 10 seconds. All the way up through the body. Now, and if it doesn't happen the first time, that's fine. Okay, then you could do it again and again, and eventually you're gonna get to the point where you're relaxed enough. You gotta be relaxed enough to sleep, and again get that restful. Okay, I'm gonna have Lena. So yes, swing your legs off the. You know what? Swing. Bring it down here down this. Yeah. Now here's something I want everybody to participate in. You may have heard of reflexology, and no doubt you're familiar with massage anyway. I used to teach at a massage school, in fact. But we're gonna just do a simple hand massage. So this one is gonna be interactive. The first couple of exercises are things that you can do for yourself on your own. This is something that you can do with a partner. So we do have some alcohol. We probably have some of the whatever solution there, disinfectant solution or something like that. If people want that. In fact, Mr. Hightower, if you can circulate that. A little bit of people want to spread. Now, if you don't want to participate, I mean, this is entirely this free world. Okay, you have the option. Otherwise, I want you to get a partner. Okay, I want you to get someone because we're gonna hold hands. All legal. We're gonna hold hands, okay? All right, okay, so you want to get, I want to see see people together, two. So we got two here, got two here, two. So if it's not even, then Mr. Hightower.
We're seated or standing?
You can be seated. You can be seated. So there's a couple of things I'm gonna do. Okay. If somebody has watch or jewelry or something like that, then you might want to remove it, set it to the side or something temporarily. But we're gonna do something real simple. Okay. Oh, wait, I can see some tension up here. Okay. So here, we do a lot with the hands, and people work with the hands on the computer, doing all kinds of things. And so sometimes we don't realize when we're like this. So we're going in the hands. There are points that correspond to every organ part and system of the body. Okay, there's a form of acupuncture actually that you can just work on the hands. Okay, so it's different than nerve endings. It's energy centers and in there. We call them reflexology points, or they call different things. But essentially, what we're doing is we're contacting from sinuses, or every organ part and system of the body through the hands. I want you to relax that shoulder right there. Okay, so here, this is a very simple technique. I want you to take your hands and go on either side of the person's ribs. Yeah, you can do it now. Yeah. And then just do this kind of motion. Just roll. Not too much pressure.
Is it above?
It relax your shoulder. It's right at the wrist. So it's right here. And just, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now you also want this person to relax. So I'm gonna do this a little bit. Selena, let's go. Because a lot of times we're shouldering a lot of responsibility. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now from here, and I do have a little lubricant. I'm gonna use a little lubricant. Sometimes people do it, and sometimes
Like
a little, like, yeah, usually like a little vegetable oil. Okay, and then I'm just gonna give it a nice slow massage. Okay, now it can go up to the elbow when it's exposed. Yeah. But here, it's kind of a neat motion. There,
like kneading.
yeah, like kneading. There we go. And then I'm gonna work down my. So I'm gonna work all the way down the pinky and on this part of my hand as well. I just want to massage. I want to massage every come in contact with every part of them. All the way down to tip. Okay, got it?
Okay, it's a lot of tension.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, some people, you can use more or less pressure. Just ask the person, how is that pressure, so you're not scratching them or hurting them. Be careful, especially if you have nails. Otherwise, it should be a nice, I'll say, but firm massage.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't get nervous now. Okay. Yeah. And then we're gonna go over and we're gonna do the same thing on the other hand. You see, I'm gonna put my hand here. For the comfort. I'm gonna ask, so you trust me?
Yeah, I do.
And by the way, when you're doing that, when you're performing any type of healing on a person, couple things to keep in mind. One, you always ask permission, right? You always ask permission. The second is your intention. Because here's something was found, is that when one person touches another with the intention of helping or healing, guess what? Healing occurs.
Okay.
There are physiological, biological, whatever quantum physics type things going on in the body that happen just when the intention is there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Got that wrist roll? Got that wrist roll? Got it? So the hand should kind of waggle. See it? And if I do it fast, it's gonna waggle fast. We can do this on the feet as well. But that's another class for another time. There you go there. And again. And so here on this hand, I'm kind of grabbing and pulling. I'm massaging this area. Now, if it's sensitive or tender in an area, that area relates to some part of your body. It can be the chest, it can be the lungs, it can be the lymphatic system, some part in the body where there's some congestion. Not just some tension, but there's some blocked energy there. So the way that reflexology works, the way the acupuncture works, is it helps to facilitate the flow of energy in the area so it's no longer congestion. You know what happens if you get a clogged pipe? Okay, so your sink or something, your plumbing or something is clogged, it's not flowing right. If the energy in your body is not flowing as it should, your body's not going to respond as well as it could. So headaches, backache, all kinds of things can be alleviated simply by doing a hand massage or some reflexology. The reflexology is a practice. I mean, study the points and it's more to it than what we're gonna go into today. But this alone can be a great benefit to a lot of people. Y'all finished? See, I'm still on the second hand. Okay. All right. Because I'm done. All right. You know, now especially with post-COVID, well, post-COVID, it's still going on, especially since COVID. People have been real concerned and we've been isolated. We've had a lot of barriers. We need to break some of that down. Okay. All right. See how relaxed. Look at that. See if you can do that.
Wake up. Yeah.
All right. Now. Good. Okay. Now. We're gonna do something. How does that feel? Give me some feedback on that. Feels good? In that wiggly motion? Okay. Your body should be loose. You know how kids are? Kids are real loose. They like to move and they do all kinds of things. But the more mature we get, we tend to tense up. We tend to get rigid. We tend to laugh less and enjoy life less. What is that? Stress, distress. What does that lead to? Dis-ease. The more ease we have in the body, the more flexibility we have in the body, the greater the potential for life and healthfulness. All right, now, I'm gonna have you lay back again and scoot here. Here's something else that you can do with a part, okay? So again, a lot of time we get really tight and don't realize whether you exercise or not. I'll say especially if you exercise. And I encourage everybody to exercise. I'm in the gym 5-6 days a week typically. Okay, I mean for me it's my life. I'm running outside. And then sometimes I'm cycling. But I gotta get some move on, otherwise you wouldn't like it. Okay, I'm my best self when I really get a chance to run and breathe and relax. That's how kind of I can get my tension and frustration out. And well, just kind of, I feel so much more alive. So here, so you got a partner. So you got a partner, significant other, or find somebody to work with on this. Some exercises that you can do. This is simply kind of a range of motion type exercise. See how far. Now, of course, she can move like this on her own, but when you have somebody who helps you through this, helps you kind of stretch, and pull and move, sometimes they'll tell you, you're kind of tight right there, okay? And I don't say relax. What I do is I take a person through an exercise that's going to help them relax. So for example, I would say, if I was working with Lena, say, okay, Lena, I want you to take some nice deep breaths in. Okay, and see that she's breathing diaphragmatically. Okay, and I'll go over here, get a little massage on those shoulders. You want to stop arguments and fights and a whole lot of tension, maybe some divorces and breakups. Okay, work on your part. Yeah. You want to have a relationship? You want to get a relationship? So working on those arms, sometimes I come down here. We're working on that neck and shoulder. A lot of times people don't realize how tense they are. They need somebody outside themselves. Here's something real that's easy to do. You can do with a towel. Oh. Okay. Now I'm gonna take this out. And especially for that neck and shoulder tension stuff that's going on. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do two things. One, I'm gonna get deep in the neck here, and I'm going to just kind of and I'm going to get a good grip there, and I'm gonna put a little traction on that neck. Headaches, tension up in here.
Are you just pulling or lifting or pulling?
I'm lifting slightly, but I'm
But mainly
pulling it. Yeah,
Pulling it against the spine.
yeah, yeah. And just holding that for 10, 15 seconds or so. And then letting that relax. And then going back to it. Somebody have
I
chronic.
see your whole feet are moving too.
Yeah,
Just feel it.
yeah, move to- yeah, okay. Now here's another action. And that is to hold this in place and turn to one side, center, and then turn to the other. This should be comfortable, it should not be painful.
And the person has to totally relent.
Yeah,
There should be no resistance.
yeah, I don't want to hold it, trying to manipulate or anything. A lot of people, especially have control issues. A lot of people have control issues. It may not let go. But again, so up and pulling back, getting some traction. Here.
Tell her not to move her, that you're doing all the moving.
I'm doing the move.
So she's not supposed to.
I just want her to let go. Okay, and again. One side. There we go.
We shall volunteer to have a.
Now, me, I might just follow that with a little necklace. Something else you can do is just kind of stroke upward on here. See, here's what happens. As we go through life, gravity is pulling on us. Pulling us toward the ground. You see people who start going like this, right? Getting rounded shoulders and back, okay? So we're doing some things that are gonna go against gravity. So when people do the inversion, you see the inversion, anybody have an inversion? People do inversion, that sort of thing. What they're doing is they're helping to reverse the effects that gravity has on the body, pulling everything down and bringing it up, getting more circulation, more oxygenation to the parts of the body. The spine and the spinal alignment is critically important because from the nerves, you get the impulses that tells the body what's going on, that communicates in the body, and then you've got to have good nerve response, you got to have good circulation in order for there to be healing any place in the body. Any place, and whenever there's impingement, whenever there's constriction, whenever there's congestion, we're not going to get the full expression of full healing. So aside, in addition to eating and, eating the right things and drinking and everything else, the function of our spine, the function of our structure, the function of our nervous system is important. And again, a lot of people are going to have their stress and tension up in this. Okay, so here, again, all you need is a towel, a surface or something where the person is. It can be done on the edge of the bed. Now, typically the bed is going to be a bit lower, so it's going to be a little easier for me to kind of lift up and put the traction on here. And some keys are to do this gently, right? Start off really gently, start off slow, and for short intervals. So even though we may get up to 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes or whatever of the traction, you're going to start off with short periods of time that allow that to touch the traction and then relax, the traction and then relax, the turn and then relax. And you even notice over time that the range of motion. So for example, if I say, I want you to turn your head as comfortably, or I'm gonna turn your head and tell me at what point it's no longer comfortable. Okay, that's gonna change. It'll get to the point where she can look over her shoulder or turn her head more and more, right there, okay? And they just kind of make note of that, okay? Because again, that's where those muscles are tensing up there. Here's something, I was a chiropractic assistant before I really got into this. One of my first mentors was a chiropractor. And he taught us how to do posture analysis. And actually look at someone, you can look at yourself in the mirror, or you can look at someone's posture and see where they're experiencing tension in their spine. A lot of chiropractors do that, and some people do body work. Okay, so I can turn this over on one side and then the other. Another thing I can do, I can lean back and imitate that same movement as well. How you feel? Okay. I'm gonna give you another tip that's gonna be good for your spine. It's gonna be much better for you getting up. When you get up off the bed, you probably get up like Lena got up a little while ago. Leading with head first. Here's what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to turn on your side. Swing your legs off. Then you use this elbow and this hand to push yourself up. Much better for your spine, especially first thing. So don't get up like that. That's not the proper way to get up. turn on your side. Some women, especially if you had children, they remember when you were pregnant, you probably had to get up off the bed like that. But you want to get to the edge of it, get on the edge of the bed, allow your legs to swing off, use your elbow and, to assist you in getting up. And then when you do it, do like my cat Charlie, stretch. I got a kitty, and a little gray and white kitty named Charlie. But stretch. Here, so we're gonna get another exercise, something else you can participate in. Stand up. You can, yeah, stand up. Okay, so, little known bit of information, some of you it's gonna go fast. But some of you be really related to this. Anybody remember romper room?
Yeah.
Some people tell me, yeah. Okay. I was on romper room before, long time ago. Okay, and what did she do? She had us bend and stretch and reach for the stars. There goes Jupiter, there goes Mars. So now, what she did is a child, she was teaching us that we need to limber up our bodies. Okay, so it was actually, it was bend and stretch, reach for the stars. But here's what we do, is it simple exercise, put your hands up. Okay. And then you're reaching, so you're imagining that perhaps you're touching the ceiling. Now, you can take one hand, reach up, and the other. Take it both. Reach. And if something pops, it cracks or whatever, fine. Okay, and then reach out. Reach out to that wall. And this. And again, that'll work on releasing that stress and tension in your neck and shoulder. Take one arm, bring it across. And notice now, if you got pain or constriction there, then you want to work on that. And we'll take both. See if you can touch it. Across the shoulder there. Yeah, give yourself a big hug. We need hugs every day. Right? Nobody hugs you, hug yourself. Okay? And then take your arms, pass them in the back. Beautiful. Now, you don't get dizzy, you're not gonna fall over. Then lean over a bit. Lean. Breathe. That's it. Okay, and slow. We're gonna do that again. Because that felt so good, didn't it? There you go. There you go. Yeah. Holy. Can't bend your knees anymore. All the time, remembering that breath. Opening up. You'll be able to move more. You get a better range of motion when you breathe through it. By the time that tension, holding our breath, coming from fear, coming from trauma, coming from all kinds of stuff. Issues, got issues in our tissue. All right. Now, and then here, we're gonna do some rotation in our hips. Yes, you are gonna put your hands on your hip. And let your backbone slip. Okay? Yes, yeah. You see, what we do is get in touch with our bodies. A lot of us, we have gotten disassociated with our bodies, right? We take care of the cars, we take care of houses, we take care of our stuff. We give a lot of time and energy, we work for stuff. And we don't invest enough in ourselves. Take it around one way. And then the other. And again, what you're doing is you're listening to your body, you're paying attention to where you may be feeling some pain, some stress, something creaking or popping. Yeah. Now go to one side. So have one leg straight and just kind of lean towards that leg. Just lean over. You need to use your hand as you go down, you can. Lean over. And then up. And then to the other side. There we go. Okay. So even when you come here to the Curtis L. Ivory Health and Wellness Education Center and Gym, okay, you work out, but you stretch. How many people are working out? Some form of exercise, walking, something. Good, a lot of people. Beautiful. Okay, stretching is strength and it's flexibility. I've got something else that I want to demonstrate. I need someone. I need someone to come up. Simple demonstration. Come. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to demonstrate something I call is the Castor Oil Pack. Okay, Castor Oil Pack. So let me have you. Yeah, let me have you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you can have a seat. Now, some of us remember castor oil, but we don't remember it in the no.
Not like that.
So, some of us don't remember it in a joyous way. Okay, we remember that we drank it. I'm not gonna suggest that you drink this. Now, here's what you do. This is something that is good for the nervous system, the immune system, the digestive system, all kinds of adhesions and things that can happen as a result, particularly of surgeries. This is good for something that's good for your joints, okay, and stiffness. Now, I'm gonna explain the process. I'm not gonna demonstrate it fully because it would be really messy, but you need a few things. One is we call virgin, and that means unbleached, undyed cotton or flannel, or wool flannel. Okay. One thing that, okay. And then we take this is castor oil, and you can get it in this size. I'm not endorsing a particular brand, but you want to get something that's ideally organically sourced. And it'll typically say chemical free or hexane free, because you don't want the chemicals in it. Whatever chemicals are in there will go into your body. That's not what you want. You take the castor oil and you saturate the flannel with that, and then you put that on the affected area. So what's your name? Okay, so let's say you were going to use it for the abdominal area, because it's common to do this for, and they'll say liver detox or for nourishing and helping to cleanse the liver. There's some other things you can do in addition to that. So you can put it over the liver, put it over the abdomen. Any person who has any type of, has had any type of surgery, if you've had, a C-section or appendectomy, any number of things that may cause scar tissue or problems in this area, if you're having digestive problems as well, use it on the abdomen. Saturate the flannel with castor oil. Cover it with a plastic one. Right? Cover it well with, and completely with plastic one. Then you take, I'm gonna illustrate with this towel, even though it would typically be it could be a larger towel. Cover it with the towel. Okay. And then I hear you, man. And leave it on for about an hour. Instructions will say, the information I'll share with you is gonna say 30 to 60 minutes. For chronic concerns or conditions, an hour a day, about 5 out of 7 days of the week. You'll be surprised when you do. A lot of women, again, I told you the Detroit Holistic Center, we work with a lot of people. And most people were chronically constipated, which means that they were not having 2 to 3 good, long, large, light bowel elimination, something we don't want to talk about in public, arguing with our significant other, at all, but it's vitally important is colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths. And a lot of people have digestive issues. Anyway, of course, everybody's not gonna get colon cancer, but anywhere from gas, bloating to sluggishness to all kinds of things going on. And part of that is also because of the effect of gravity, even our colon, our organs start to sink, start to drop down. Okay, and then our abdomen starts to protrude. So we kind of lift things up. Okay, and we lubricate this area. It breaks up a lot of congestion and alleviates a lot of problems. So it's good. As I mentioned, 3 systems that this was good for. The Castor Oil Packs were good for. This is the quiz part. Name a system that I mentioned with the Castor Oil Pack. Digestive system. Okay.
Immune.
Immune.
Liver. Detox liver.
And the, well, detox is part of, okay, and the nervous system. Again, people, stress, tension, have trouble sleeping. This will help for that as well. Yeah, the nervous system, the digestive system, and the immune system. I mean, it's helpful for other systems as well. We can't say musculoskeletal. Now, if you apply it. Something in the middle. Then you can put it on, then you put it on the areas. Wrap it around the ear and again, put your plastic wrap on it. If it is inflamed, do not use heat. Your body's heat or your body heat is going to help it to absorb. What we want to do is like what the Tin Man did in the Wizard of Oz. Okay, we're gonna slip some oil. We're gonna lubricate the joints. That's what was happening. We lubricate, get that oil. We get a healthy oil into the joints, which helps to produce more fluidity. Okay, it helps to the joints to be healthier, move more freely as well. I'm not gonna say it's gonna totally get rid of your arthritis, especially if you got rheumatoid arthritis. It can give you great relief. Knees, ankles, elbows, etc.
If you,
Hands. Yes, go ahead.
I was going to add to that.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, I would do the same thing. Take the flannel, put it in, cover it, you can even put a plastic bag or something and put it there and relax. Now, when you're doing this, relax. No drama, some nice soothing music. What you're doing is you're taking more time, you're investing time to help yourself. A lot of people, mothers and caregivers and everything, you've been giving to everybody else. Okay, a lot of times the caregiver breaks down before the person they're caregiving for. So I say this, and to my colleagues as well, I say, when the healer is healing, who's healing the healer? When the mother is mothering, who's mothering the mother? Okay, who's caring for you? So you can do some self-care. So I shared some things with you that'll benefit you in terms of self-care, but as well as some things that you can do with a partner, with someone else as well. And I'm gonna encourage you. I know I say a healer in every home, but it doesn't just have to be one. It could be two. One is good, 2 or 3 are better. When somebody knows about preparing food, when somebody's got a good, sense of touch. We can't accomplish anything greater alone. We typically don't heal ourselves alone. We need to do this in partnership. Okay? Yes.
how do you know, short of having an X-ray or kind of ultrasound, how do you know when you have inflammation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have the pain.
Yeah.
That's what makes you know you have the issue.
If
But how
you've
do you
got
know-
pain, you probably got inflammation. I mean,
Okay.
it's the redness, it's the swelling, so it's temperature, it's the feeling, and it's the appearance. Okay, because inflammation is, if one knee is inflamed and the other isn't, you're normally gonna notice more puffiness in one than the other. And pay attention if things are bilateral, if it's just in one part or if it's in both. And there's nothing to say that you can't treat, both, use the Castor Oil Packs on both. Now, if she was having lower back pain, I'd say put it on the lower back as well. So just take this and flip it around and put it on the lower back. A lot of people, anybody have lower back pain? Some people, absolutely, yeah, lower back pain. So in addition to your bending, your stretching, your moving and such, because let's see, bones move muscles and the muscles move the bones. So you want to work with the muscles and your skeletal system as well. Let's see what else. On the chest, very good. A lot of women have fibrocystic breasts, have sometimes benign and sometimes some other stuff going on there. But this will help the lymphatic flow and circulation. So I'd say when you have a good routine, sometimes we have it over on the liver, put it on the abdomen, put it on the chest. These underwire bras and a lot of this constriction you all are getting constricts the lymph. It doesn't allow the blood and your lymph, the little part of your immune system, to flow as it should. So the castor oil will soak in there and help to treat that as well. Someone recovering from I'll say breast issue concerns or something. Castor oil pack. And of course, some people know you can use it on the hair. Okay. I don't use it for massage per se. I may have a little bit of that along with something else, but it's kind of thick. And then when you're cleaning it off, then you need some baking soda or something to get it. But but let it work in there and do its job. It does an amazing job. In fact, there's a Latin name for castor oil, which is Palma Christi. And if anybody studied Latin a little bit, or any of the Romance languages, that means hand of Christ. It's got such a reputation for thousands of years, back before 1500 BC. then they said it must have been one of the anointing wells or one of the anointing wells, or must have come from the hand of Christ himself. So you got, so I mentioned a few systems that it's good for. Yes, but it's good for a lot more than as well. So I'm gonna take this off for you.
You say wrap it with saran wrap after you saturate.
Yeah, put some plants. I didn't bring that or illustrate that. Yeah, because you don't want this to get on your clothes,
Okay, I
you don't
got it.
want to get that on your sheets.
So you going all the way around or just on top of that?
I go all,
Okay,
I go all the way around. I go all the way around to keep it in place and to keep it from getting on other things, because if you can castor oil on your sheets or something, your clothes, you know, it's a problem. Okay. Good question. Having unbleached, I want you to get off the way that I show up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. She the one, she just jump up. Okay, so here's the thing, is that you have, this is the way cotton, this is the way cotton would look in its natural state. But what we're accustomed to is the white t-shirts and things. This has been bleached. Okay? Cotton, nor in its normal state would not be this color. So when you bleach, when you dye, especially when you put that in contact with your skin, it's really not the healthiest. Like some people only wear clothes that come from a natural product, only cotton wool but not the blends and nothing synthetic. Okay. So when you're putting the castor oil on, if you have a chemical on there or dye, much less like a red dye, guess what? That's getting into your body as well. You're absorbing that. And that's what you don't want to do. Okay. The other thing is, and here's something else, here's a little tip, is that you can use turmeric or curcumin to, in addition to that as well, to ease the inflammation. And then some other things that would be helpful would be to eliminate the inflammatory foods. Find out what you're sensitive to or potentially allergic to, but your processed sugars and your processed foods and your dairy and those types of things are going to contribute to inflammation as well. You had another question? Another follow-up question? I answer your question? Okay. All right. So we're at the time where we could do a little Q&A, and I know that we're scheduled to end in about 18 minutes. So this is your opportunity to ask me questions about something that I covered. Shit, yeah.
I've been told, even taking pictures of being on leading at the time you hold the breath. But even as I try to do the breath exercise, I don't get it from my diaphragm. I'm only breathing shallow.
Okay.
Like here, or you're supposed to breathe through your nose or your mouth. To get it to your diaphragm.
Well, through your nose primarily. Okay, you should get it deeper in that. It may just be something that you need to work on, or it may be it could be some tension there. If there's not something that is a health concern, I mean, you have asthma or nothing like that? Okay. I'd say work on that. One, do the breathing exercises. Two, I would even incorporate the castor oil in that to see if that will help to heal your lungs. The other thing is, if you have constriction, if you have a lot of congestion in your colon, in fact, in Chinese medicine, the colon and the lungs are what they call paired organs. So if there's congestion there, or if it's too full there, you will not be able to breathe diaphragmatically as well. You won't get as much oxygen, not just in the lungs, but down into the diaphragm as well, your abdomen won't expand as it should. So follow up with me on that as well. Couple things that I want to share with you. We are in the process of doing a new website that I was just talking to my guys before I got here as well. And a teaching platform. There are classes. In fact, if you want a free class, there'll be on what I call 10 herbs every home needs. Okay, most people, anybody interested in herbs? Yes, okay. Here, herbs in the plant world, herbs are medicinal or the medicines. And if we know how to use them properly, we may very well be able to use them instead of a lot of the drugs and things that are out there. They are more what we call biocompatible with our bodies. They come from nature, we come from nature. So the side effects or the effects that they tend to have tend to be healing as opposed to saying, oh, you don't take that herb anymore because you got liver, kidney, some other kind of damage. Brain damage is going to poison you, and next there's going to be a class action lawsuit. Yeah, thank you for handing that out. Do we have handout for everybody on these exercises, on at least these exercises? Let's see. So if you want that, then let's see, gosh, that's gonna go to the new website. Right. I'll say, it's probably gonna be a few days. It may be as long as a week, but if you go to the Holistic Training Institute site, it will share with you a free class on herbs. And so I kind of break down, when I teach about herbs, all the herbs are medicinal. And so it says, these are herbs, this is where it comes from, this is the system or systems that it addresses, and this is how you can use it. Everything is not a tea or tincture. You got teas, tinctures, extracts, salves, ointments. There's a number of different forms that you can use herbs in that will contribute to its benefit or make it more or less effective. Because some people are like, I tried herbs, I tried that and nothing happened. Well, you used a tea when you actually needed an extract, you needed a different form. Or you were using it, you needed a liquid form in addition to a salve, an ointment, or a cream. So you might have needed to apply it externally and internally, especially for external conditions. So I teach and share about that. All right. So other questions? You know what, and that's not on there, is it? No, it's not on there. Holistic Training Institute.
If we
Yeah,
just
I'm
look
gonna-
that up, I'm finding your website, doesn't go to it automatically.
You know what, it's Holistic Training Institute.
If we put that in, would it populate? On the internet, then we could just click on it. Especially if we could say Detroit.
It's gonna go to a platform called Teachable right now.
And that's.
But it's- Yeah, it's in the process. We're under revision currently. Yeah. Oh, we holistic, training. Yeah. Institute.com. All right. And okay, so if there aren't other questions,
You know how of late, Walmart especially, has been advertising all of these different, holistic type, things you can buy there. But it's like something, there's something, so you could end up with like 30 items if you really tried to.
Right.
The way you present your herbology, I'll just put it that way. Is it where you can do a lot of combination stuff where you don't catch yourself having to figure out a daily regimen of 8 things you're doing? You understand what I'm saying? Like, can you where you can combine maybe cinnamon and cumin and, turmeric instead of.
Yeah,
everything being separate.
there are single herbs, there are combinations, and there are some things, there's some things that are more condition specific. There are some things that are, that you'll find are more beneficial for you.
Oh,
A key is with all this information out here, YouTube University, other people are going to, you want to find out what works for you and what doesn't. Because everything does not work for everybody the same way. I don't care what anybody says. There's not 100%. Some people have the exact opposite reaction to some herbs or some formulas. So find out what works, find out what you need. Yes. Yeah, yeah,
And
10 herbs every home needs. And that's gonna be connected to the website, yeah.
but we really need to wait.
Well, I mean, if you went there right now, it's gonna take, it should take you to, I know it's being, I know, I just spoke to the guys who are working. But it should take you to a platform, just know, no, that's gonna change, and that's gonna change in a week,
So we should.
a week to. You're gonna wait a couple of weeks and she's gonna go there today. Probably. Yeah. I mean, anybody who would enroll on the current platform, they're gonna get notice in a little bit anyway that says, yeah, it's transitioning over. And then I'll be at a really large conference next week on natural products in the natural products industry. There's a lot more. We share information on food and food preparation and plant-based and the human body and what it needs, what we can do for it, how we need to care for it. We don't get an owner's manual with our bodies, right? You by a federal law, you get an owner's manual with your car. It's always in your glove compartment, right? But when a child is born, there's no owner's manual. So it's just kind of hit and miss. So sometimes we make mistakes from childhood going forward, and a lot of things that we think are correct are not. The dietary pyramid and everything, from the water we drink to the food that we eat to how we function in society. We need to make some adjustments, and then we'll get some different results. We want to be more helpful. We want to have longevity. Anybody wants to be more helpful, longevity? Some people say, hey, I've done everything I want to do. I spoke to a lady last week. She said, well, if I left here today, I'd be okay because I've done about everything. I checked off everything on my bucket list. Well, that's her. But for me, it's okay. It's like, I want to be here for a while. Okay, I want to see the grands, the great grands, and everything else. All right. So I want to thank everybody for your participation. I'm going to be around here for a little while longer. I want to thank some people here. First of all, I want to thank Moselle. Let's give her a round of applause. I've got something special. In fact, she's got. I've got one, and she's got the other. This is little something for you.
Oh,
Okay. I brought back from one of the conferences.
well,
Yes,
yes,
well.
well. Oh, beautiful,
All right.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Let's give Dr. Brown. Yeah, excellent presentation. Thank you so very much.
And I want to recruit each of you to be a healer in your home, to be a healer for yourself, to be a healer for your loved ones, to be healers in your community. Because one thing that we need, in addition to love, we need a whole lot of healing. And you look around you, and isn't that what we're saying? And that happens through community, that happens through collaboration and being with people like you. So again, thank you for your time, your participation and everything. And again, yes, go to the website. We've captured the information. The video of this will be available through YouTube. So we'll kind of let you know, because everybody put your email address and everything on there. So we'll be in touch as well. And remember to support the series for Heal Thyself. So every month,
Yes.
there's a series. I don't need to take your thunder, but every month there's something that will be presented and is being presented here. So we want to thank Wayne County Community College, and we want to thank the Curtis L. Ivory Health and Wellness Education Center for hosting this and making this possible and free to you as a community. Okay? Because knowledge and the application of it can be priceless, especially if you use it. And I want to implore you to utilize it, start using it, and the best time to use it is right away. You can start using your breathing right away. You can use your relaxation right away. You can start using your stretching right away. And the more you do that, it will create habits and more helpful habits that'll make a difference in your life. Okay. All right. And thanks for the folks that are on here. We didn't take questions.